Welcome guys back to another ILWPOD video, and today we will be doing the part 2 to What If Nasty Nate booked the Judgment Day breakup, and we are going to get right into it. We will have the Raw after WrestleMania where Dominic Mysterio beat Rey Mysterio for the AAA Mega Championship and retired Rey Mysterio. He comes out there and he's having a championship celebration. He's thanking the fans for the support. He thanks Adam Pearce for the opportunity, and he apologizes to Rey for all the hardships they went throughout the rest of Rey's career and Dom's basically beginning of his career and so far where he's came. And he puts on the Rey Mysterio mask, which now he will wrestle in that mask that Rey Mysterio gave to him at the end of their match at WrestleMania. But Logan Paul does come out and he interrupts, and he wants the AAA Mega Championship, not because he needs it, not because he just wants it because he's petty, and he doesn't want Dominic Mysterio to have a loser like him. He says that I've beaten your deadbeat of a father before. I know I can beat you too, so I want you at Backlash. And Dominic Mysterio as this new nice guy persona, and he accepts because he doesn't want to back down. And he's also mad over the deadbeat comment, so he accepts. We will go to the SmackDown after WrestleMania. Finn opens SmackDown. He talks about how he deserved this the WWE Undisputed Championship. He's been put down by WWE ever since that faithful night in 2016 where he was injured. And he tells the fans, I deserve this. I've worked hard for this. You guys did nothing. And DIY interrupts, both of them. Gargano challenges Finn Balor to a match at Backlash for the WWE Undisputed Championship. He brings up the past of in NXT where Finn Pele kicked him, and he never really got the revenge that he wanted. Okay? And Nick Aldis interrupts this, and he says, you know what? I am going to put you and your tag team partner Tommaso Ciampa in a 4-way match. Number 1 contender, alright. It will be DIY, Ciampa versus Gargano, Ciampa versus Gargano versus Priest versus Aleister Black, alright. But at the end of this match, Ciampa and DIY will both hit their tag team finisher on Damian Priest, and they will both pin him at the same time. So Nick Aldis comes out and he says, since this happened, I will make it a triple threat at Backlash. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa versus Finn Balor for the WWE Undisputed Championship. The next week on Raw, it's a live episode of Impulsive, and the special guest is Dominic Mysterio, but Logan does make it in the contract that Dominic Mysterio cannot touch him on this episode, no matter what is said, no matter what happens. Logan actually has the cast there and everything, alright? Him, Mike, and he makes it feel like an actual real episode of Impulsive. But Logan and Mike, throughout this episode, take turns by just asking these diabolical questions to Dom, questioning him just to piss him off. Talks to him about how does it feel to be the son of a deadbeat? How does it feel to be one of the worst wrestlers on the roster? How does it feel to be a mistake? Stuff like that. And finally, Mike says something about Rey being a deadbeat, and it throws Dominic off the rails. He stands up, super kicks him, but then Logan Paul catches him with one lucky shot, knocks him clean out. And then also on the next SmackDown, DIY calls out Finn, and they act like they're on the same page, but Finn tells them that only one of them can win. And y'all are going to have to figure it out. And then Nick Aldis comes out and says, since we are going to have both of you, we're going to have DIY versus Finn and a mystery opponent. Finn, you have to find an opponent before the end of the night. It comes to the end of the night. DIY versus Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura. The match is great. At the end, though, Tommaso Ciampa hits a fairy tale ending on Nakamura while Johnny Gargano keeps Finn out of the ring to pick up the victory. And then we will head straight into Backlash for this. We will have Dominic Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the AAA Mega Championship. And through this match, Dominic Mysterio, in the beginning moments of the match, Dom hits Logan's famous frog splash from the top rope to the announce table, and multiple times through this match, Mike is outside in the crowd, and he's just like distracting Dom every chance he gets, letting Logan get shots in here and there, letting him just take advantage whenever Dom looks like he's building up momentum to cut it off instantly. But at the end, there's a ref bump where the ref gets knocked down after a missed drop kick from Dom to Logan. Mike comes out to help Logan Paul by trying to distract Dom again. And it ends up costing Logan Paul the match by Logan Paul going for a lucky shot on Dom, but he connects with Mike. Dom, Hurricane Rana, 619, Frog Splash, 1, 2, 3. And then also for the main event of Backlash, it will be Finn Balor, Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And we will start off the match with Johnny Gargano super kicking Tommaso Ciampa out the ring, just like Shawn Michaels did back to Triple H when DX had that triple threat against John Cena. And then later through the match, most of this match will be Ciampa and Gargano going at it, while Finn gets laid out in the early moments by DIY. And Ciampa hits Gargano with the fairy tale ending, almost winning, but Finn gets the save, and then he takes Ciampa out to the apron, hits a 1916, and then Finn hits a down Gargano after that fairy tale ending with the coup de grace for the win. The Raw, after Backlash, Logan comes out to the arena, and he's mad, he's furious after what just happened, and he wants Dominic Mysterio again. He wants another shot at the title, and he wants it at Saturday night's main event. And Dom comes out there, he's like, you know what, I already beat you once. I don't need to do it again, alright? I already proved why I'm better. But Logan keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, and he's like, you know what, this is exactly what your deadbeat father would do. And that sends Dominic mad. He's like, you know what? Fine. If you really want this, you can have it. It's Saturday night's main event. It's going to be me and you, but I don't want you out of my sight. I don't want to let you out of my presence. So it'll be me and you in a steel cage at Saturday night's main event. All right. And we will go to the SmackDown after Backlash. Finn wants to win another championship. He comes out there and he's like, you know what? I already have the big one. Why don't I add another title to my resume and win another championship? And he calls out the champion, Aleister Black, which Aleister Black did pick up a victory at Backlash against Ilya Dragunov to win the U.S. Championship. And Black comes out and he says, I'll only give you a shot at this if I get a shot at yours. And I want you at Saturday night's main event in a winner-takes-all match. And Finn accepts. Well, then we go to said Saturday night's main event, it will be Dominic Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the AAA Mega Championship in the steel cage. And Dom and Logan go at it. Dom is in control for most of this match because he's mad after Logan Paul's comments. And he even he goes to escape the cage to win early. But Logan does get a lucky shot, and he goes for a frog splash off the very top of the cage, and he misses. And it gives Dom the opportunity to pick him up, 3 Amigos, 619, and then his own frog splash off the top of the steel cage for the victory. And then in the main event of Saturday night's main event, it will be Finn Balor versus Aleister Black, winner takes all. And they have a banger of said match, alright. And Finn, coup de grace through the announce table. He was standing on, the barricade behind the announce table. Coup de grace through that, alright. And Aleister Black connects with the Black Mass on the outside. And Finn rolls out. Finn rolls out so Aleister Black cannot get the win. And by that point, Finn has already recovered. And he hits a 1916 on exposed concrete on the outside that he ripped up the padding. And he throws him back in. Coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. And then we will go to the Raw after. We'll go to the Raw after that Saturday night's main event. And Dom is placed into a Money in the Bank qualifier match against Penta, Chad Gable, and Sheamus, a fatal 4-way, which he will pick up the win after rolling up Sheamus. And then we have the SmackDown after, where Finn is looking for an opponent for Money in the Bank while also celebrating his win, which Nick Aldis will come out there and say, fine, I will host a 5-man gauntlet match to see who will face you at Money in the Bank. And the opponents will be Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes, Ilya Dragunov, Drew McIntyre, and Jacob Fatu, which Jacob Fatu will pick up the win. We will head to Money in the Bank. It will be Dominic Mysterio, Jey Uso, Rusev, Kofi Kingston, R-Truth, Sami Zayn, Nakamura, and Kevin Owens in this Money in the Bank ladder match. The moments that happen in this match are Kevin Owens in the early moments hits a senton off the ladder through a ladder bridge onto Sami Zayn. Rusev also, throughout the match, he takes out Kofi and Truth completely by just beating and walloping on them. And then, also, near the end of moments of the match, Jey Uso and Dominic Mysterio bury Rusev in ladders after hitting both of their signature-type moves. Jey hits a spear after Dom hits 3 Amigos on the outside. They bury him in ladders. Nakamura and Kevin Owens brawl out of the arena into the backstage. And then Jey Uso and Dominic Mysterio on the top of the ladder, where Dom, after they battle a little bit, hits a Hurricane Rana, throws Jey off, climbs back up the ladder, and wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. He celebrates, and then at the at the main event of this night, we'll have Finn Balor versus Jacob Fatu for the World Championship in a ladder match. Fatu is in control for most of this match. He puts Finn through a ladder bridge after hitting his perfect moonsault. But Finn does cheat to win after exposing one of the turnbuckles. He shotgun drop kicks Jacob Fatu into it, climbs up the ladder, coup de grace, climbs back up the ladder to bring down his championship. But at the end, Dominic Mysterio does come out and holds up his briefcase to show that kind of dominance, if you know what I mean. But the next night on Raw, Dominic Mysterio comes out. He shows off this briefcase. It's a Dominic Mysterio themed briefcase. He's interrupted by Dragon Lee and Penta. And they both want a shot at that AAA Mega Championship. And they want it at Night of Champions. Dom does accept. We go to the SmackDown before Night of Champions. And Finn comes out and he talks about how he wants to defend both titles at Night of Champions, his U.S. Championship and WWE Undisputed Championship, to show that he is still a dominant champion and to just up his reign and stuff. And he says tonight there will be 2 number 1 contender matches for both championships. One will be JD McDonough versus Sami Zayn to see who will face me at Night of Champions for my United States Championship. And the second will be a 10-man battle royal where the opponents are Randy Orton, Rey Fenix, Kevin Owens, The Miz, R-Truth, Montez Ford, Nathan Frazier, Axiom, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. And we go right into JD McDonough versus Sami Zayn for the number 1 contender for the U.S. Championship. And they go and have a banger of a match, which JD will pick up the win. And Finn Balor comes out right after that and stares him dead in the eye and says, "I will see you at Night of Champions." But before leaving, he does low blow JD. And then he leaves. And in the main event of that night, we have the 10-man battle royal with all those superstars. Randy Orton will be the one to survive all of them and win. Finn will come out to do the same thing he did to JD. And right before he goes to low blow him, Randy counters it and RKOs him and holds up the title. So then we will go straight into Night of Champions. And the first match is Dominic Mysterio versus Dragon Lee versus Penta for that AAA Mega Championship. And throughout the match, one of the main spots, Penta hits a Mexican Destroyer onto Dom to take it on the apron to take out Dom for most of this match. So most of it is just Dragon Lee and Penta having a banger, basically. And then after a little bit, Dom comes back. Dragon Lee puts Dominic Mysterio puts Dragon Lee onto the announce table, and Dominic Mysterio frog splashes from the turnbuckle to the announce table to take him out for the rest of the match. And then we get back to the ring where Penta will end up connecting with a Mexican Destroyer right after Dom gets right back in the ring. And then that 1, 2, 3 to become the new AAA Mega Champion. And then also, throughout the night, we have Finn Balor versus JD McDonough for the U.S. Championship. And at the closing end moments of this match, after they put on a match that we've seen multiple times in this Judgment Day breakup, JD rolls up Finn for the win to become your new U.S. champion. And then in the main event of Night of Champions, it is Finn Balor versus Randy Orton for the WWE Universal Championship, or Undisputed Championship, my bad. And throughout this match, Randy will end up missing a clothesline, and he connects with the ref. And then after that, Finn low blows him, and then grabs a chair and wallops on him, beats him. And then we have a really close call with an avalanche RKO, but Randy Orton takes too much time to get the cover to give enough time to Finn Balor to kick out. And Finn Balor will win with a 1916 coup de grace combo for the win. But at the end of this match, Dom does come out, and he's at the top of the ramp holding his Money in the Bank briefcase and pointing at Finn Balor. We will go to the Raw after Night of Champions. Finn faces off with Dom after Dom calls him out. And Dom is announcing his cash-in, and he wants Finn Balor at SummerSlam for the WWE Undisputed Championship. And this also promo ends with a brawl. And we go to the SmackDown. Finn Balor has a non-title match against JD McDonough. And Dom actually cost Finn this match by coming out there and sliding in a chair to JD, which JD will connect Finn with after Dom distracts the ref. And we go immediately to SummerSlam, alright? And before this, at that SmackDown, Nick Aldis does come out after the shenanigans and announces that it will be a street fight for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. And throughout this match, Dom is in control half of this match. And he's beating up Finn with chairs, kendo sticks, baseball bats. And Finn grabs a table, lays Dom out onto it, coup de grace through the table, and then he attempts another coup de grace on the top, but it gave Dom time to react, and he pushes Finn's feet from underneath him. He falls onto the top turnbuckle, and Dom gets a table. He sets it, and then a superplex through said table, picks him up, 2 more suplexes to make 3 amigos, and then 1 frog splash, 1, 2, 3, and Dominic Mysterio is your new WWE Undisputed Champion. And that will conclude this part 2 of What If Nasty Nate booked the Judgment Day breakup in 2025 through 2026. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.